Hello, Jessica here with crochetitcreations.com, and today I am going to be working the Ana Beanie, which comes in child and adult sizes. And this has been a huge request for me to make a video for this pattern. So we are going to start out today with our H 5.0 millimeter hook and some medium weight yarn. And I chose I Love This Yarn by Hobby Lobby. So to get started, the pattern says to chain 9 and single crochet in the second chain from hook in the back bump. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So we are going to single crochet in the back bump. So this, if you flip the chain over, this is considered the back bump right there. So this is what we were working, and now we flip it over. And you don't have to do this, it's just a suggestion that I prefer. So we're going to make 8. Alright, and then the next row, there's 8 single crochet across. Hopefully you can see that okay. There's kind of some shadows. So the next row we're in chain 1 and single crochet in the back loop only. So we have 2 loops here, and we're going to single crochet in the back. With each stitch across. And chain 1, turn, and then keep going. So we complete this sequence until for 58 rows, or until it reaches about 17 inches. And I say that because most adult heads are around 21, 22 inches, and with it being in a back loop only of single crochet, it's going to have quite a bit of stretch. So that 17 inches is unstretched. So you want to make sure that it's nice and snug. Some brims can get really stretched out and they won't fit any longer. So you want this brim to be pretty snug around. That way it has room to stretch. So continue working the brim. And of course I chose a skein that had the tail wasn't sticking out, and so I had to pull the center to find it, and it got all tangled up. So hopefully we don't have issues with it. Okay, so I have finished my brim, and I actually had to go to 60 rows to get the 17 inches, and this is 17 inches unstretched, so do not stretch it out. Check to see how many, can you see that? It's exactly 17 inches. Okay, so now the pattern tells us to close the brim by slip stitching across row 58 to the first row in the back loop only of both. So the back loop only of this one, and then the back loop only of the chain row. So that is how you close the brim up. Okay, so then we flip it inside out. And now we're going to be working along the ends of these rows. So this is going to be the brim that's turned vertically, and we're going to work horizontally along there. So typically I take some stitch markers. This is one easy way to get the rows even around. So I've got 4 stitch markers, and I'm going to put one. Here's the first row. Okay, so I'm going to put stitch markers every quarter of the brim. So then let me take the hook out. So basically I just put it on half, and then I flipped it in half, and then put it on the other half. That makes sense. Okay, so now that I have my stitch markers in, I'm going to place 21 single crochets between the stitch markers. So 21 here and 21 here and so on. And that will get the even 84 for the large size, for the adult size. So we're going to place in the first row 1. I'm crocheting over this tail. 2, 3, 4, 10. So I finished the tail. So I'm on 12, so I should be halfway there, or more than halfway. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'm putting them anywhere on the ends there that I can. 19. We'll do 20 here. 20, 21. Let me count to make sure that's correct. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so we got 21 there, and we'll place 21 along the next. So that's 22, 23, 24, 25. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. I had to squeeze a couple more stitches in there at the end, but we got it. So there's 42, so we are halfway to 84. See how it looks? It's going to start increasing. So this brim right here, look how much stretch it has. It's very stretchy. So that's why we measure it 17 inches unstretched, because it'll stretch quite a bit. And this we're increasing, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. All right, so let's keep going. Let's get 42, 43, 44, 47, 48, 49, 50. $58, $59, $60, $61, $62, $63. So we got 21 left to get to our 84. So 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Just 4 stitches left. 81, 82, 83, and 84. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Let me look at what the video looks like. Okay, so we have got 84 stitches all the way around, and I am going to recount to make sure I've got it correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 82, 83, 84. Perfect. So now what we're going to do, we are going to join to this first stitch. So join, and I always recommend to pull tight. So look, we just reduce the size of that. Now we're going to work the camel stitch. So what that means is we're going to be working behind these top loops. So see, there's like a little bump there. So we would normally work in these top loops up here, but we're going to actually work behind it. So one little tip I have to start out the camel stitch is to remove your hook and pull this loop to the back. Okay, so see that? That just kind of like made that little join look a little prettier. So we're going to chain 1. I'm all twisted, but that's okay. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to half double crochet in these little back bumps. Do you see those? So hopefully they're portraying it on video, but those little back bumps back there, we're going to crochet into those. On a half double crochet stitch, it's going to be much easier to find. On a single crochet, it's not as easy. So we're going to half double crochet into there. And I recommend, oh look, I grabbed some more. I recommend to use your finger to get in there. So I put my middle finger up against it and I slide the hook on. So see what that looks like? Now, if this is hard for you, if this is hard for you to see, if this is hard for you to get your hook into, I know that we all crochet at different tensions. So I will recommend, if you have a hard time with getting into this in the single crochet, to replace that row 1 with half double crochet row. So instead of doing a single crochet on row 1, you can do a half double crochet. Now I will tell you the reason why, sorry my voice is breaking up. allergies. So I will tell you why. The reason why the pattern is not written for half double crochet, and it's simply just my preference. I worked it up with half double crochet, and you just can notice it a little bit more than you could with the doing it a single crochet. So it was just how I liked it. So it is your beanie. You make it how you want, but see. So it kind of looks a little knitted. Gives it a nice little texture. So we're going to keep working this around in these little back bumps here. I know I get lots of questions about this row here. Everybody hates it. Not really hates it, but I get questions of where do you crochet into? How do I get my hook in there? And you can see I'm just using my middle finger and pushing my hook. Pushing the loop onto my hook, I should say. And this pattern, I released this December of 2017. Here we are, October of 2018. And this has been my most popular pattern by far ever, every single day. It gets the most views. It gets the most purchases on my Ravelry store, on my Etsy shop. And I get the most comments and tags and emails and everything about this pattern. So I don't normally get a chance to make videos, and I will just tell you that's because I work full-time and I have 3 busy kids. So it's just, videos are very time consuming. You have to set up, you have to edit, you have to spend time in front of the camera making it. You have to make sure the lighting looks good, and they're just very, very time consuming. And so pattern writing and stuff I can kind of do on my own time, my own pace. Videos, I have to set aside hours out of my crazy schedule to do it. So at this point in my life, I just am not able to do a video on every pattern. So yes, so we're going to work on that. But right now, we're making the Ana video. So, and this pattern also has a little bit more in the series. It has an ear warmer. There's an infinity scarf. There's a messy bun beanie. And there's a top-down beanie version. So if you're looking for something just really quick to work up that's got some textured stitches to it, you can make the one that's top-down. It works really fast. So we are almost finished. Okay, so I will tell you this last stitch is kind of hard to see. I've had a couple times I've missed it. So right here is the last one. So I don't know if you can even see that. So there's the last stitch here, and then you flip it over, there's the last bump on the back. So I always suggest to count your rows. Count your rows every single time. Count your rows as you're going. I count the entire time I'm crocheting, because if not, I'll miss something. So I joined, I pulled it tight, move the hook, grab the loop, I would hope if I could do this correctly. twist it up. So, okay, so let's see what that looks like. So you might notice it'll start to kind of curve. All right. So we're going to stop right there and we're going to move on to row 3. Okay, so we are ready for row 3. We're going to chain 1. And then on these half double crochet stitches, it's much easier to see the third loop. See, it's right there. So you just fold the top loops that you would normally crochet into, fold those down and work behind it. So you continue this in the third loop of the half double crochet all the way around. Okay, so we were at the end. We're going to slip stitch to join, pull it tight, move the hook, and insert it to the back. Alright, so now for round 4, chain 2, double crochet in the third loop all the way around. Okay, so on that one I just joined as normal and I went ahead and chained 2. So we're moving on to row 5 and we're going to front post, double crochet around this first DC and then back post around the next. So you're just alternating the front post and back post double crochets all the way around. And then we will repeat rows 1 through 5. And then it looks like for row 11 we'll start decreasing. At row 12 we decrease. Okay. All right, so then we join here, and now for row 6 we're going to single crochet and then normal top loops all the way around. Okay, so we're going to continue on to row 8, and I will meet you for row 11. Okay, so now I have worked all the way through round 11, and I am ready for round 12. So you can see there's 3 rows of the camel stitch, 2 rows of front post, back post, 3 more rows of camel stitch, 2 rows of front post, back post, and then I did my single crochet row for round 11. So round 12, we start to decrease. So the pattern says I've already brought my loop to the back. Pattern says chain 1 and half double crochet in the third loop of 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so now we need to decrease half double crochet in the third loop. So that's going to be, instead of completing that half double crochet, you loop over, yarn over, and then go into the next stitch. And that puts 4 loops on the hook, and you go through all. So we got 5 stitches and then a decrease. So do that again. 1, 2, and then there's 5 half double crochets and decrease in the next. Okay, so continue that all the way around. All right, and go ahead and join to that first stitch. Okay, and I brought the loop to the back, so we are ready for row 13. So it looks like we just half double crochet in the third loop of each stitch around to get 72 stitches. So now we are ready for row 14, and we are going to single crochet in the third loop 4 stitches and then decrease single crochet. So from here on out you will be working single crochets to get to the top of the beanie. So 4 single crochets in the third loop, and then decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then decrease the next. And continue that all the way around. Alright, so now we joined that first stitch, and then there is no need to pull the loop to the back because we're working in the normal top loops of the hat. So row 15 single crochets all the way around. Okay, so for row 16, you're going to single crochet in the first 3 stitches and then decrease single crochet in the next. So single crochet in 3 stitches, 2, 3, decrease in the next, and continue that all the way around. Looks like for 48 stitches. All right, so now we are on row 17. We're going to single crochet all the way around. All right, and now row 18 is single crochet in 2 stitches, decrease in the next. Okay, row 19, single crochet all the way around for 36 stitches. row 20, it says to single crochet in 1 stitch and decrease to get 24 stitches around. And then row 21 says to single crochet all the way around. All right, and then the last round is 22, and it says decrease crochet, single crochet all the way around. That gives us 12 stitches to end with. Okay, and then join. We're going to finish off. All right, so now we're going to close the top. And you can either leave it closed or you can attach a pom-pom to the top. There's some posts on crochetatcreations.com for how to make a faux fur pom-pom, and there's also one how to make a yarn pom-pom by your hand without using a tool. And we're just going to weave in and out of these single crochet stitches to close the top. There is also a messy bun version of this pattern, so one with a hole at the top for your ponytail or messy bun to stick through. It is called the Gracie Messy Bun Beanie, and it is on crochetatcreations.com and Ravelry. I'm going to go ahead and turn this inside out. So pull tight to close that hole at the top. So here's the hole right there. Pull this tight, and then we're going to weave in and out a couple of times through the center to get it to stay. And you can leave this without a pom-pom on top. I've had a couple of people who I've seen photos of that has made one without the pom-pom on top, and still looks really cute. So I'm going to take and tie a knot. That way, just in case these ends come through. And this is the inside of the beanie, so you will not see it. Just a small knot, and then I'm going to weave through again. Cut that. There you go. So there is the top. It's nice and closed. And then there's the beanie. So there you have it. You can find this pattern on crochetcreations.com for free. There is a PDF version on Ravelry and Etsy to download that includes the Gracie Messy Bun Beanie. So it includes the Ana Beanie in child and adult size, and then the Gracie Messy Bun Beanie in child and adult size as well. So you can find all 4 of those patterns together on Etsy and Ravelry for a small fee. So thank you very much for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions.